Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Yesterday I was able to make a video on the interview Stone Cold Steve Austin did, basically saying no to the WWE, that he was not going to be going back to Wrestlemania 30, doing an interview through an MMA podcast, and when he was asked on the subject, he's saying basically that it's going to take too long to get back into shape, and he doesn't think it's going to be a go, because basically WWE hasn't been serious with their talks to him, and it's gonna take a whole lot of scratch to get him in the ring, because he's not coming back for anything, less than the main event and big time money. I think every fan in the world would want to see Stone Cold one more time, but he's not going to give it to us. So Brian Alvarez, Figure 4 Weekly Online, was able to scratch around, and he was able to find some plans and see what they're going on for the WrestleMania 30, and some big names were involved in the story, and one of the names was Ryback. You can basically guess the face that I made when I was reading this story, and I was reading how big that they wanted Ryback to be involved with WrestleMania 30. It was like this. I was very, very, very surprised the fact of what they were doing with Ryback. Basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to put back together Rock versus Brock. Everybody can remember from last year's WrestleMania and the Monday Night Raw that was thereafter. If it wasn't for Rock getting injured and basically having to leave, he just basically took off from Monday Night Raw. Reports were they told people, reports that he didn't tell people. He basically had to get to the doctor to see how bad he was torn up, because he didn't want to interrupt the making of the movie Hercules. Was that basically him and Brock were supposed to have some sort of an altercation that wasn't going to be a guaranteed WrestleMania 30 match, but it was supposed to lead us to the fact that this match was on the schedule and was coming up sooner than later. It wasn't supposed to be like they weren't supposed to book it like they did Rock vs. Cena at WrestleMania 27 for 28, but they were supposed to be, it was supposed to be in the back of your mind that this really could happen. Now, it's not a guarantee that we're going to get Rock for WrestleMania 30. I'm under the understanding of me from watching last year's Mania when he lost the belt and the goodbye he got. I'm surprised that WWE even is on his radar to give him a call about having a match and having him in the booking things. The goodbye that Vince McMahon gave him at the end of that show, basically saying that the ending of the match was all about Rock instead of about his star, John Cena, who basically rolled out of the ring and waited for Rock as he stood up, greeted all the fans, walked around the ring, kissed his family. That, to me, spelled goodbye. I will always say that. Rock will be in the WWE again someday, but I doubt that he will ever wrestle again. If they do get the Rock vs. Brock match, the man that they will put up against Undertaker in a streak will be Ryback. If they're going to do this, there's no doubt in my mind, Ryback has to beat CM Punk. There's a lot of time to WrestleMania, but there's not a lot of time to WrestleMania if you're trying to build somebody like Ryback up to be able to beat somebody like The Undertaker. Ryback needs to beat everybody on the roster, excluding the WWE Champion. He doesn't need to be the champion going into WrestleMania. He doesn't need to win that belt, because we don't want to see him lose it before it's go time. Ryback vs. Undertaker will be a very interesting match. I can't say that I'm going to be psyched for it. For the one thing is, I didn't even really want to see Undertaker versus CM Punk last year. For the one reason of, Undertaker went up against Triple H. He went up against Shawn Michaels. And those matches were very believable, that somebody could beat Taker. Honestly, on my mind, going in with the first Shawn Michaels match, I really didn't think that he could. I really thought that they just put him together as some sort of a dream match and Taker would beat him. But the second time, when the career was on the line, I thought it was going down. And then for Triple H to step up and say that he was going to challenge him, they never really brought the friend factor in it until WrestleMania 28. But I thought that Triple H can beat him to get the revenge for his friend having to retire the year before, how they could be still on the road, doing the DX croc chops and everything like that. But Ryback to beat Taker, I'm not sure. I don't know. The backup plan, if they're not able to get The Rock, is that Ryback will probably wrestle Fandango or Mark Henry again. I don't know. He just fades out of the picture in his big, huge spot. is gone. So if honestly, if I'm Ryback, I'm sending some chocolates, I'm sending some steaks, I'm sending some good luck things to The Rock to say, hey, make sure you're at WrestleMania next year, because he's gonna have a huge spot if The Rock is there. If not, the match that's the backup plan is going to go with Brock Lesnar against the Undertaker. I think everybody can see that they want to put Rock versus Brock to try to recreate 2002 and everything that they did that year. But if you also look at 2002, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar had the biggest feud that I think Brock has ever been involved in. These guys beat the shit out of each other for the I guess that was the World Heavyweight Championship back in the day. I can remember the match that ended in a draw when they both went flying through the stage. Then they had the awesome Hell in the Cell match. These guys had some awesome good chemistry. Such good chemistry that they were trying to book their own match for WrestleMania 27 when Brock Lesnar was still involved with UFC. Basically, when it comes down to it, the WrestleMania 30 in the Superdome, we're going to get some badass matches. I'm really not looking forward to Ryback, but I would look forward to it if they built him right. Like I said, from right now, we need Goldberg 2.0. We need Ryback beating everybody and anybody that is relevant in the WWE. He needs to beat CM Punk at the pay-per-view. He needs to beat anyone and everyone else. As soon as Cena comes back, that puts Cena versus Ryback. As you think this is going to be Cena's rise to fame, have Ryback beat him. Ryback beats everyone, alright? That's what we need from here on out if you want this match to be relevant. Peace out, everybody. WrestleMania 30. It's Click 30 time, baby.